I knew something was wrong when I sat through my third executive meeting where a man in cufflinks casually repeated my compliance roadmap like it was his idea. I had written it myself after a long night of studying and work, but no one acknowledged me. No credit, no thanks. Just nods from leadership that treated regulations like decoration instead of law. I had learned to live like that important but invisible. I was the one who stopped the company from crossing legal lines while executives worried about optics and vibes. The VP even complained that my slides killed the mood. His wife, newly made head of culture, made things worse. She talked about emotional alignment and wanted compliance to feel more intuitive, as if federal law cared about office positivity. I kept my head down and did my job. I fixed their mistakes, answered regulators, and cleaned up their messes. At the same time, I worked on my MBA in secret at night, building a way out. The breaking point came at a company event. The VP's wife mocked me in front of everyone, implying I was unprofessional for studying while working. People laughed. HR called me in hours later, saying I wasn't culturally aligned anymore. They offered me a soft exit. They thought I would quietly disappear. Instead, I checked something important. They never properly filed my replacement as Chief Compliance Officer with regulators. So I left. No drama. No argument. I sent a simple resignation email, handed in my badge, and walked out. What they didn't understand was that compliance isn't symbolic. It's legal. Someone has to be officially registered, or the company is in violation, and I was still the last official record. The next day, they tried to run things without me. The VP's wife joked he could handle compliance. Legal warned them they still needed formal filings. They ignored it. Then the SEC showed up. An auditor walked into their office asking for the chief compliance officer. There wasn't one. They tried to improvise, but nothing held up. Their filings still listed me after my resignation, including documents submitted using my credentials. That triggered an investigation. News broke quickly. Investors panicked. Internal messages leaked showing confusion and blame shifting. The company tried to explain it away as an administrative oversight, but regulators didn't care about excuses. Meanwhile, I was at home working on my MBA capstone, calmly documenting what had happened. I wasn't involved anymore. I was just observing the consequences unfold. The company's leadership collapsed into damage control. The VP's wife was reassigned. Legal scrambled. The CEO struggled through calls as analysts questioned him publicly about the compliance failure. The stock dropped. Confidence evaporated. The story spread. I didn't celebrate. I didn't need to. I had already done my job. I had warned them properly in writing, with timestamps and records. Eventually, they tried to bring me back as a consultant. I declined. I had already filed everything with regulators and preserved the documentation. If they wanted to fix it, it would be on their terms, not mine. The final irony was simple. They pushed out the one person keeping them compliant, then proved exactly why they needed her. I finished my MBA capstone with a new title. How organizations fail when they confuse compliance with inconvenience. And I learned something I didn't need revenge to prove. If you are the only thing holding a system together, leaving will always reveal the truth.